Just kidding. Hello, everyone. It's already been 2 hours. Oof, I already regret the choice and decision to wait 2 hours to go live. But you know what? I don't got to work tonight, and I have nowhere to be so far tomorrow. Today's video is brought to us by a different non-sponsor than usual. I'm sleepy. I should just go to bed. I'm going to use the Happy Tarot because I need help giving happy messages. And I feel like there's a little close. But I feel like the Happy Tarot is also a good amount of sass to it, too. Kind of. And I feel like I haven't really used it too much. So I had the thought last night. I was like, I want to use a Happy Tarot. Aw. Oh, it's Temperance. I thought it was the Sun for a second. Two of Swords and Temperance. And let's just see what's up. You know what I mean? Happy Tarot general messages. It's Lo Scarabeo. I love Lo Scarabeo as a publisher. I love Kim Kranz and Benabel Wynn as creators. And I don't have a favorite illustrator because I don't too much know illustrators. I also had the thought because I reorganized my decks recently. I reorganized my decks recently, and I saw the Fairy Tarot that I forgot I have. And I was like, oh, because I bought the Fairy Tarot to go along with the Fairy Oracle. And I had a thought to not necessarily, good morning, Eve. How are you doing today? I had a thought to not necessarily like do it all signs, but to use the Fairy Tarot and Oracle, because why else did I get the Fairy Tarot? You know what I mean? The card that comes out today, and I'm going to read the book because they have you can find happiness in all of the cards, and I love it. First card is the Page of Swords. The bottom of the deck is the Three of Wands. Behind the Three of Wands is the Two of Wands, and then the Four of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. Oof. Trying to get out of working today. It is so cold today. I kind of love it. I can't wait to get to sleep. But I'm like, oh, I should have worn my alien Christmas thing. The last 6 out of 8, the last 5.5 out of 8 of my work days have been so busy. But last night and the night before, it was actually pretty, last night, it was probably the chillest night I've had since I started nights. And the night before was pretty chill, but at the end of my shift, I got a few things. But it was pretty chill. I'm like, oof, it's still getting into the 90s. Well, yeah, today, it was 50 something in the morning, and I think the high is 70 something. I'm like, yes. But in the wintertime, you don't get snow, so in a good winter, you don't get snow. So there's that. That was mid-70s. Yeah, that's our high here. Let's see. And I think tomorrow the low is going to be a little lower, but the high is going to be a little higher. It's 54 degrees right now. The high today it was even cooler yesterday. Yesterday was a high of 69. Today it's a high of 74. Ew, we're climbing into the 80s. Gross. High 50s, low 60s is the low. Sunrise at 6:34 a.m., sunset at 6:54 p.m. That's pretty close to 12 hours. It's almost equinox time. The equinox is kind of for me just because I work nights. So like now when I get off of work, it's like the sun hasn't even risen all the way anymore. Like the sun is still rising. Like it's still kind of dark when I leave work. When I go into work, there's sunlight though. So, but anyway, no snow. I love snow. Don't like ice. So there's something in this Page of Swords that feels very like, watch me go and do whatever. I saw a tweet. It was like when a little kid asks me or tells me, watch this, like this is what I want to see. It was like acrobatic genius. Um, but it's like the Page of Swords is looking back to make sure that like the person is like watching or there. And then at the bottom of the deck was the Three of Wands. And so it's like here, it's almost like the parent has taken the child as far as they can. I don't know if it's like first day of school energy. And like the parent's still standing at the gate as the child goes into school. Wow, this is interesting. This is different. That's actually not great. It's like a flavored sparkling water. I'd rather just have water. But my grandma was like, try it. Well, she wasn't like, try it. I was like, oh, what's that? She was like, you want to try it? I was like, sure. Because I don't have any other non water beverages. One night, 1 second. Wow. How's my year? I was like, how has my year been? One of my buddies just had a major surgery. He's been in pain for like a month, a solid month, excruciating pain. Now he's recovering from the surgery, but he's like starting to feel a little better. And he was like, he was like, I almost forgot what it feels like to not be in pain. But he said he's had a rough year. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, how's my year been? My year started in January. And it was just the Jewish New Year. That's what it was. Um, and then work started in May. And now I'm here. Anyway, I need to send you a picture of the decks that I have. I could probably do it now. Well, when I'm working, I mean, it's understandable if I work 12 hours out of a day and I'm supposed to sleep for 8. That leaves 4 hours left to not be asleep or working. But those 4 days go so quick. Honestly, it's kind of worth it to me. And it's going to be even more worth it when I start to travel or I start doing stuff. Page of Swords, a person who enjoys debate and competition. This person may be a brilliant student and will always offer bright new ideas. You can find happiness by encouraging inventiveness. And then the Three of Wands says, if I can find it, You can find happiness through cooperation and exchange of resources. So we have cooperation, exchange of resources, and inventiveness. Love that energy. Uh, that was a piece of ice that just went right to my throat. Sweet like honey. Karma is a cat. And that song's been on. There's like 3 songs that have been playing on the radio constantly. All right. Actually, this makes me think of when I use the vice versa tarot. And hey, Sandra, how are you doing? It makes me think of when I used the vice versa tarot. And it was the Knight of Wands into the Page of Wands that was at the top of the step going into the door. And then it was the Page of Wands into the Knight of Wands. And it was that like graduation energy. I can't remember 17 degrees Celsius. It's time for Google to shine. I can't get the Google volume to work right. I feel like if my phone is turned up, then Google is real quiet. And if I don't know, let's see. Hey Google, what is 17 Celsius in Fahrenheit? See, Google's not even listening. Hey Google, what is 17 Celsius in Fahrenheit? 62.6, because Google doesn't speak. Now Google's just like, oh, I'm not going to say anything. I'm like, why are you like this? Siri didn't do me like this. Can I install Siri on Android? I'm kidding. Um, but that graduation energy, I remember it coming out in the Vice Versa Tarot a while ago, it seems. I can't remember if it was general or if it was for a specific sign. Let's see what else. What else do you have to offer us? Happy Tarot? Face down. Queen of Pentacles. Look at the goats. Feeling real Capricorny. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords. Behind the Three of Swords is the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Wands. And then the Seven of Swords. And then the Tower. Excuse me. This is Three of Swords. We're gonna see what you can find happiness by what? It's the Three of Swords. How can we find happiness? Much of what looks like a real problem now is really just someone making trouble for the fun of it. Ignore all the drama and it will pass quickly. You can find happiness by rising above melodrama. Oh, let's define that. Because I feel like melodrama is a word that I hear used a lot. Like, stop being so melodramatic. uh, but, like, what's the actual definition? Hey, Google, define melodrama. Why are you not? A sensational, dramatic piece with exaggerated characters and exciting events intended to appeal to the emotions, a play interspersed with songs and orchestral music accompanying the action. Define melodramatic is better. Relating to melodrama. So, there you go. This is a noun. Give me like define melodrama. Define melodramatic as like an adjective, please. The adjective relating to melodrama. Melodramatic versus dramatic. Here we go. This will get us a little farther. Melodramatic is characterized by its highly emotional and over-the-top performances. Yeah, with clear distinctions between good and evil, while dramatic is known for its realistic and nuanced performances, complex characters with moral ambiguities, and a focus on character development and social commentary. So the clear distinction between good and evil is interesting in the melodrama. Too bad it wasn't melodrama. It should be, right? I mean, that's what it's saying. Like, rise above the melodrama. Make it a melodrama, you know? It's like, yeah, there's some drama, but it's mellow. Like SpongeBob on April Fools. I gave you 3 ice cubes instead of 2 because you asked for a couple. Now I'm eating ice. Oh, and then the Queen of Pentacles is literally right here. Rise above the melodrama. If it's not paying your bills, then it doesn't matter. Let's put some more on this one. The 7 of Wands. It was 8 of Cups, 7 of Wands, 7 of Swords, the Tower. That's 777. I didn't even realize the Tower was a 7. Just like I didn't realize until a few hours ago, well, more than a few hours ago, like last night, I was like, wait, I didn't even read. I kept looking at it every time I saw the 2 of Cups, but the Abyssus Abyssum and Wokat, the depths of me or you call to the depths of you or me. The depths of me call to the depths of you. And then all that scorpionic energy. I was like, oh my gosh, it was right there. What? Who's at the bottom of the deck? The Page of Cups. 7 of Wands, Page of Cups. Knight of Wands. Yeah, so this is about enjoying stuff. Rather than like falling into the drama or buying into the melodrama or being another over exaggerated, over dramatic character in the melodrama. It's like focusing on the things that matter. You can find happiness by standing your ground with the 7 of Wands and with the Page of Cups. You can find happiness by maintaining your optimism. You can find happiness by maintaining your optimism and standing your ground. Oh, so we playing a little bit energetic dominance here. The Queen of Wands is playing energetic dominance over whatever this Wands. The Queen of Pentacles is playing energetic dominance over whatever this 3 of Swords energy is. But because she's holding the pentacle, it's almost like, how sometimes like fear or anxiety or something will come in and try to twist things in a way where it's like things that you obviously know are not true, obviously. Things that you like actually know that aren't true. But fear or anxiety or whatever else will start to make you like question whatever. Like the Queen of Pentacles is like, I have physical proof that whatever this is a non-factor. That's why the Queen of Pentacles can see it as melodramatic. And then it's like she plays energetic dominance over whatever that Three of Swords is. Again, she doesn't buy into it. Now I'm like, hold up. Now I'm like, wait a moment. Finding enjoyment where you can is kind of slept on by folks sometimes. I agree. I mean, honestly, it's probably, well, I feel like in life, it isn't. But when I read, it is. Because then every now and then, like, I'll read Rob in my mind, being like, sometimes it can just be a good reading. Sometimes it can just be a happy reading, and that's good enough. Oh, I gotta blow my nose. I thought that I got sick because of those few cold mornings, but now I'm like, ooh, maybe my body knew the weather was about to shift. Oh, that's like it's starting to tickle. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta go blow my nose. Oh, my eye is starting to water. Ooh, I feel the sneeze. Because I'm me, because Patrick is Patrick, I almost feel this might be the positive side of the reading that um, was sort of like hinted at yesterday that I didn't focus on, like it didn't come out as much. And I feel like that because the Queen of Pentacles is able to, like, this is matter over mind. And matter over mind is an interesting. We have air, earth, fire, and water in this row. Three of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Page of Cups. Air sits in the lowest position here, followed by fire, and then water, and then earth. But yeah, because of the Queen of Pentacles' ability to like energetically dominate the situation, I wish I would let me clarify this. Let's clarify this a little bit more. Clarify the clarification. The clarify ain't clarifying enough. Well, part of the clarification is the moon, but it's also the Queen of Wands. It's the moon. It's the Queen of Wands and the moon. There we see our lobster, which was our lobster Scorpio from yesterday. So it came out again. But with the Queen of Wands being here, it's like even in the dark, she's a light. Or she brings that light into her own darkness or something like that. So just like that, fire goes from the third strongest. Hey, Holly, how you doing? Fire goes from the third strongest element to tie for first in a way that you wouldn't even necessarily expect with the moon. Like the moon almost feels like obvious, but not obvious. Like one of those things that are so obvious that it hides in plain sight almost. Who's at the bottom of the deck? The Eight of Swords. Air is still because, and I think that that is kind of interesting because fire just upped its game to queen status. Air is still the weakest element. So it's like this Eight of Swords. It's almost like, so this Queen of Wands is doing her. Why do I keep calling her the Queen of Wands? Well, I guess the Queen of Wands is here now, so it's fine. I did call her the Queen of Wands, though, didn't I? Rewind it back. I'm just playing. Sorry. um, it's like this air energy upped its game to the eight to at least be stronger than the Seven of Wands. But again, that's when it's almost like when the blindfold went on, because the Queen of Wands came out with the moon. When the blindfold went on, that's when the Seven of Wands became this queen. It's like that one episode of SpongeBob where Mrs. Puff gets fired because SpongeBob is so bad. And there's like the drill instructor, boating instructor, and like he teaches SpongeBob how to drive with a blindfold on. And so like SpongeBob is apparently really, really good at driving when he's not looking at the road. But the drill instructor was like, take the blindfold off. You can't you can't drive blind. He crashes boats with his eyes open, and it's like he makes 100% of the shots that he doesn't take. But when he tries to shoot, he misses. Uh, but it's like that because like he learned to drive blinded and he got really good at it. But when the blindfold was removed, he was bad again. And so he's like driving and he's freaking out, and something like obstructs his vision. And because he goes back to being blind, then he's the master driver again. And it's that energy. Because of, I don't know if it's because of the relationship that the Queen of Pentacles has cultivated with herself, within herself, light, dark, and shadow, that even when this external darkness tries to like intensify itself because the Three of Swords wasn't doing enough, in that space, she steps into a whole gosh darn Queen of Wands. Air still loses. The air is the gale. It was the Knight of Swords yesterday. Power and authority of air was keeping South Node devil energy from moving forward. Maybe it's because I said this felt like it was whatever. But yeah, it's definitely reading as like almost the antithesis to yesterday. Because this is the strength in the Lover's person. Or strength in the 12 Cups person. The one who is like whole and complete in themselves. To the point again, like when this is triggered or whatever, it doesn't faze them. And when it gets darker, they shine brighter. So now, because of this, and again, it was Archangel Commander came out at the bottom of the deck, at like the very end of it. Because I was like, this is obviously Archangel Commander energy. But he's not here. And the reason why I mention it is like, because I'm like, I wonder who is this? That were like, hey, watch me do this. And the person's like, okay, I'm not going to help this time. I'm not going to intervene this time. I'm not going to, swoop in and save the day and do everything for you. And we're like, it's okay. Like, I got it. Like, if you've heard me talk about the Archangel Commander, you would know why this Page of Swords makes me think of the Archangel Commander. And maybe that's another reason why this energy is still losing. Because here's the Page. The Page beats the 3 and the 8. Like, we're still in control. Cool. Love it. All right, let me get just like, let's see what the cards say. Should I get a different deck? I'll stay with the same deck. I am curious though. Who's on the other side of this? Because this is all lost. Like, who is this watching? I'll give it 3 more shuffles. If nothing comes out, I'll grab a different deck. That's one. Oh, boo. I wanted to grab a different deck. bottom of the deck is Judgment. The card that came out. I'm pretty sure this card came out yesterday. It's the Ten of Pentacles. I did. I saw the Dynasty yesterday, and it had the sun and the moon in it. The Ten of Pentacles and Judgment. The Ten of Pentacles is the energy that's watching on the other side. Is that our Archangel Commander? Yeah. There he is. Archangel Commander, the King of Swords, is behind that Judgment energy. Sitting on a throne. Almost as if, he's the one casting judgment. Interesting. And behind that King of Swords is this Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords yesterday, the Shining Gale, Shining Winds. The Shining Winds was Storms and Battles or something like that. It was the storm that was conjured by that Scarlet Shield. It's reading. I almost feel like it's reading more like an initiation than it is a test. And it reads more like an initiation because it is the precursor to something more opening up. Like, it feels like a test is something like that concludes something. It's like you've done all of the learning, you've done the studying, now it's the test to prove that you've learned the information. So it's almost like past to present focused, but an initiation is like present to future focused. Zanoni Snowflake, hello. Thank you. I appreciate all. Excuse me. I appreciate all of the love, and I'm sending it right back at you. And I hope you have a great day. It is, it's still the day, right? Evening, afternoon. Yeah. So this completely explains why. Again, it's this. This completely explains why the Queen of Pentacles is able to so easily hold energetic dominance over this Three of Swords situation. And what does energetic dominance mean? I hear nobody say. She's not moved. That's one of the Kabbalistic question mark, one of the 7 Hermetic laws or principles, or it's an application of one of the 7 Hermetic laws or principles, because there's the pendulum one, where it's like how it swings both ways. But the master, well, it's like when the pendulum swings back, they like rise above it, like they jump above the pendulum. So it's almost like if you can ride the pendulum when it's swinging in the positive direction, and then when it like hits or starts to swing back the other way, if you jump off, it's almost like it stops it, like it stalls it. So you can almost like, energetically just dominate the situation. So it's always up here. I don't know. The all, like the first one is the all is mind, or the mind is all, or whatever. And this kind of is a battle of the mind, with the Three of Swords and Eight of Swords being the more antagonistic energies, and again with this King of Swords and Knight of Swords sitting behind Judgment. But yeah, it's an initiation because, again, if you haven't heard me talk about the Archangel Commander, then just go back a video or two. Just like scroll through, stop. I don't have a lot of short videos, but see if you can find me talk about the Archangel Commander in that video. If you can't, then this doesn't resonate for you. Sorry, not sorry. I'm kidding. I need to go to bed. I need to stop. But yeah, I'm not surprised to see the King of Swords. I mean, you already know because I already mentioned it. I'm not surprised to see the King of Swords behind this Judgment card. But again, it does make it feel more, it's an initiation. And it's an initiation that isn't like, it's not a test this time. It's almost like it's not a test, it's just maturing. It's not an initiation, it's just maturing. Like it's what happens, right? It's like if there is, it's like after a certain point, after a certain age, there are things that we expect people to be able to do with, we'll say, baseline circumstances. There are things that we expect baseline circumstances to be able to do after a certain age. And again, it's almost because this page is so much like a child. Of like, look what I can do. To the parent that's like, okay, like if you fall this time, or if you whatever this time, I'm not going to be there to catch you. And they're like, it's okay, I got it. Like, we already cried this morning. I can be brave now. You already gave me the pep talk. I can do this. But yeah, that's why it feels like a natural stage in the progression or evolution of an insert blank in the blank of fill in the blank, to be able to look at Three of Swords, Eight of Swords situations and not be affected. Now, the thing that does read a little testy about this is, above that Eight of Swords is this like Judgment energy. If you look at it like that. Because like here it's obstructed by the clouds. There's something in the clouds that's like catching sunlight or whatever. It's just coming down from the clouds, and it's this Eight of Swords. But in the Judgment card, oh my gosh, that's the horn. That was our Archangel of Arts and Grace. Archangel of Glory. Archangel of Glory, the Angel of Arts, of Art and Grace. The one that had the horn. I was talking about how my coworker said that the feast is actually Yom Teruah, and the thing about like blowing the shofars. I was like, this horn is like sticking out to me. Yeah. And Archangel Commander was somewhere under that, wasn't it? It wasn't right under it, I don't think. I don't remember. It's fine. It's because the healing has been done in a very, like, it's literally the Queen of Pentacles. It's substantial. It don't get no more substantiated than the Queen of Pentacles. Like, she's holding it in her. It was right after. Okay, thank you, Holly. She's literally holding it in her hands, and it's Capricorn. That's where Pluto is. It's like yesterday's reading was almost like kind of harsh or tough. But again, when the seeker came out clarifying the page, was it the Page of Swords? Yeah, it was. It was the Page of Swords. Oh my gosh. I've literally been saying it. It was the stronghold of the Zephyrs, that Page of Swords that came out with the Knight of Swords right behind it. And the stronghold of the Zephyrs brought the Seeker. It was like, this is the healing that you've been seeking. This is the state of being that you've been seeking. And then here's our Three of Swords today. Yesterday, it manifested as a whole major arcana devil energy. Today, it's manifesting as a Three of Swords that can't even get this Queen of Pentacles to drop her pentacle. Oh, 1 second. That's my grandma. We're supposed to be going to Aldi to get groceries today. And I'm back. So I had a feeling that I was like, I should wrap this up. This doesn't need to go for an hour. So I'm gonna go get groceries with my grandma after we run around. And she was like, "Oh, I don't know how tired." I was like, "If I got it in me, because we're gonna go down the street first." I was like, "If I can still go get groceries after that, then we'll go. And if not, you can just drop me off at home, and we'll go tomorrow morning." Anyway, I'm excited to. I don't know. This Virgo season's got me feeling like excited to I feel like there's this new fantasy question mark that's opened up almost a little bit. Like, so the new fantasy is like it's me cooking and making my own like Starbucks drinks or whatever. And it's me like experimenting with flavor and like learning and really like doing stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, I kind of love it. So I need someone who's going to help me pick fruits and vegetables that are good. So I'm going to go with my grandma. All right. Anyway, but yeah, that is this And again, like the Page of Swords, I'm not surprised to see because of everything yesterday. But yeah, I was saying that yesterday. I know. Hmm. It's yeah. Oh my gosh. It's the Tree of Life. But it's not necessarily shown as such. Like this one doesn't have the branches connecting them, you know, and all of that. But yeah, yesterday it manifested as a full devil energy with the South Node on its horns. And then today it's this Three of Swords that again doesn't even phase this Queen of Pentacles. Because when things get dark, she turns on her light, the light that she's found within herself. Now, there is this whole elemental shift within her. It does go from earth to fire. So take that into consideration. Let's just get one more card. Let's get a card to, I want to see if, like, because in my mind, I feel like it's a question. In my mind, it's a question of if this Queen of Pentacles is the same in the light as she is in the dark. It's a question of if she isn't like full divine feminine energy, where in the light, she's like your typical standard divine feminine, but in the dark, she's the dark feminine. You know, the one that you don't mess with. I mean, some people mess with dark feminine energy because I don't know. The Six of Swords. The Six of Swords came out yesterday. And again, it's like it's that shiny. The Six of Swords was the ferryman that was holding Universal Mercury. It's almost like this promised land type of energy with the Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. Interesting. It's all in how we navigate life, you know? But yeah, it's my question is like if she is like a whole realized queen or empress, honestly, at that point. Because I think sometimes we might think it's like a one size fits all type of thing. Where like the nature of the nature of the energetic dominance, it came out as the Seven of Wands. As the one that's like you find happiness by standing your ground. This was also about creative solutions and the pulling together of resources. I almost wonder if, like, let's say that someone is fully healed and integrated, but they haven't yet had an opportunity to see their shadow or their dark side do something like good or positive for them. So I almost wonder if like this won't be an opportunity for them to see that there are certain aspects of them that while it's like when they work against that person, they can be like negatively destructive. Like negatively destructive being like it's destruction for the sake of destruction. It's destruction for the sake of destroying something good or progressive or beautiful. And like that's literally it. Rather than one that is meant, or rather than one that provides for a rebirth or rekindling that leaves nourishment to make the next iteration even stronger and better. I feel like my brain is like, you're talking too much. Just pull the gosh darn card and end this life. Thank you for keeping me awake. I was probably just gonna go to sleep and I was gonna miss getting groceries today. So thank you. I appreciate it. Um, oh look, then yeah, there's the five of wands. But yeah, I almost wonder like if this won't be an opportunity for someone's other self or other side to show up in a positive way for the first time. And if again, 'cause I feel like that might be a part of the energetic dominance. And I feel like no tea, no shade. I'm not coming for anyone's gig or vibe or beliefs. But I think sometimes it's almost like this energy. I'm gonna pull the card, but like the feminine that can switch into the dark feminine is not the turn the other cheek. Like, and I think sometimes it's so like be the bigger person, rise above, turn the other cheek. That like that's how we try to exert energetic dominance over a situation by being so detached from it that it doesn't matter anyway, that we don't really care. But you can find happiness by standing your ground. Like the card is already there. So I guess there are multiple ways to stand one's ground. There is the super high vibe, like this doesn't even phase me. Stand your ground. And then there's the you're not gonna do this. Let me tell you what you're not gonna do. Whatever you think you're about to do over here. You know what I mean? And she can be like that and not lower her vibration or whatever. You know what I mean? But let's see. Let's pull the card. So how does this queen shift? Like, is she the same in the Queen of Wands, or is she not? We got our lions here. Okay, we got a card that flipped over. It's the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles might say bottom of the deck is the Four of Swords. She might just be over it. And then there's the King of Swords again, with the Knight of Swords still behind it. And the Four of Wands. And then the Knight of Pentacles, and then the Sun. Okay. And behind the Sun is the Lovers, and behind the Lovers is Justice, and behind Justice is the Page of Pentacles. So we're seeing the whole suit of Pentacles and the whole suit of Wands. Also, I guess Swords. We're not seeing the Knight, Queen, or King, the Knight, Queen, or King of Cups, which is interesting. This card came out. Yeah. King of Pentacles came out. So Patrick could be wrong. Because like this is the transition. It's like it's the same energy. And it's with the Four of Swords, they're just like over it. Like it doesn't matter. I'm gonna clarify this. I'm gonna, because now I'm almost like, well, does it matter because it doesn't matter? I'm like, does it not matter because it doesn't matter? You know what I mean? Like, is this just something? Because again, yesterday it manifested as a whole devil energy, but today it's the Three of Swords that might get a little Eight of Swords. But again, this Queen of Pentacles isn't bothered. So it's like it's not even a threat. That's why she's like Four of Swords. She's like, yeah, no, like we ain't even like, because it's like, okay, Patrick was the melodrama. Oh my gosh, what? She's just like, yeah, she's like, I've been through worse. This doesn't even phase me. I don't even think it phases her, honestly. So it doesn't even have to go that far. It doesn't even have to get to the point where she like does that thing. So yeah, it's just the rise above it. Get off the pendulum. King of Pentacles, Four of Swords. Like, we're good over here. This doesn't affect me. All right, to clarify this King of Pentacles, to clarify the clarifier, it came back out. The Four of Swords literally came out. Who's behind it? Oh my gosh, the King of Swords. They literally flipped over in the deck. The bottom of the deck is still that Knight of Swords. So this time he flipped out, like, or flipped over halfway through the deck or whatever, fell out, whatever. And that Knight of Swords is still there. The Four of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Okay. So I stand corrected. I can be humble enough. We're not going to get all fire and brimstone. Maybe it's because we're coming into Libra season. So we're supposed to be like balanced or whatever. It's just like, that's not even necessary. I'm like, I was ready to go there. But anyway, yeah. This video doesn't need to be an hour long. So it's like, whatever this is, it doesn't even, at this level or at this point. And maybe it's because, like, it's not a real threat, or because there's nothing to prove. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing too. Sometimes a strong reaction is because someone has something to prove. And it's just like, I feel like the Queen of Pentacles, with the King of Pentacles and this Four of Swords, King of Swords, is just like, it doesn't even matter. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it's already September 18th. I'm like, what? Where did September go? Hello? I mean, I guess that the Ten of Pentacles is here. At that point, it's like, it's not worth it. You know? Imagine looking at the Ten of Pentacles and then someone is like playing with the Five or whatever. And you're like, yeah, no, I'm good. And it's not, it doesn't even have to be another person. It could just be like a situation that comes up. And it's like, it's just like, it's not worth my time, energy, or effort. I got a good thing going here. Like, the Queen of Pentacles is literally like, I got a good thing going here. Like, look at it. It's amazing. You want me to what? And also because the Queen of Pentacles is a nurturer. The Five of Wands was at the bottom of the deck at one point. It may be something that competes for resources. Like, let's say it's a period or a point in time where you have limited time. Or, I don't know, it's just like, it competes for things in a way where it's almost like you would have to give less to the thing that, like, you care about or that is aligned for you. Maybe you are aligned with your purpose, and it would take you away from that. And you're able to realize, like, if I did this, it would, like, take away from the things that are, like, going well. And it's just not worth it. You know? Ooh, we don't even have good fall colors. It wasn't Eve. It wasn't Reem. Was it Reem? It might have been Reem. It could have been Reem. Somebody was mentioning fall colors. I saw one tree. Well, I saw a few trees along this strip on the way to work, and the top of the trees were starting to change. They were like, not even like, the big trees. They were just like little treelets. I was like, we still green over here. It's fine. The change will come. All right, final card from the Happy Tarot. Thank you, Happy Tarot. Oh, that really helped. Happy Tarot. I love how Happy Tarot was like, no. I love how Happy Tarot was like, it's not even that deep. It's not even that serious. It literally doesn't matter. That's why the Queen of Pentacles is so easily like exerting whatever. It's because it doesn't matter to her. All right. Final card, 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 final card. Did you get some WD-40 for that creek? I actually saw WD-40 when I went to go. I was with my grandma when I went to go pay at the pump. I looked over and I saw like a little can of WD-40. I was like, do I need WD-40 for anything? I don't. Maybe I should have bought the WD-40 because I might end up needing it. I had a really intuitive day at work yesterday. And by that, I mean, it was like I grabbed something that I wouldn't usually grab or normally grab, and then I needed it. Or I had a thought to do something and I just did it. And then it was like for a reason that I didn't even suspect. Apparently, I was in the flow yesterday. I was like, oh, okay. Yesterday was just smooth. Kirsty! Kirsty! I know, right? WD-40 is a Murphy's Law. So if I get the WD-40, then I'm going to need it. Oof. So you're saying I shouldn't get the WD-40? Or are you saying that WD-40 is like it's good for Murphy's Law because it fixes everything like duct tape? So the final card we have is the Nine of Pentacles. We see the grapes, we see the lollipops, we see the ice cream and the cotton candy. We see the bird. I'm looking for the snail. I don't see it. There's just like pink and gold and cream. I don't know. Anyway. This is our final card. Isn't it gorgeous? See, I knew the Happy Tarot. Shout out to Matt again. Or Matthew, sorry. Matthew. Oh my gosh. Guess who's at the bottom of the deck? Wow. Guess who's at the bottom of the deck? And then guess what's behind the card at the bottom of the deck. Because I guess you can pause this live. I'll give you a second to guess. Do 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 do. It's the Queen of Cups. I was like, we haven't seen any, like, we haven't seen the Knight or the King or the Queen of Cups. We saw the Page of Cups, right? I think. I was like, we haven't seen any other Cups people. And guess who's behind the Queen of Cups? It's the Empress. And behind the Empress is the Lovers. And behind that is the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands and the King of Swords again, Archangel Commander, always gotta. And the Queen of Pentacles, Five of Swords, the Hierophant, Knight of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, Two of Cups, Ten of Pentacles again, Hanged Man, Strength, Ten of Cups, Page of Cups. Yeah, we did see the Page of Cups. Queen of Cups and the Empress. The Queen of all queens. So today, now the Queen of Swords is the only queen that we don't see. And also the only person in the Court of Swords that we haven't seen. I gotta do it. All right, and then I'm gonna end this because I gotta get ready to go. Don't want to keep grandma waiting. I'm already feeling tired. I should just be like, it's fine, we'll go tomorrow. But I need those groceries. Here's our Queen of Swords. Oh, Five of Wands. The King of Wands is behind her. The Eight of Swords is in front of her. So it goes Eight of Swords, Five of Wands, and then our Queen of Swords. And then behind that is the Sun, and behind the Sun is the King of Wands, with the Nine of Cups behind this King of Wands. All right, so I'm looking at all the little faces. I'm looking at all the little faces, how like everybody's upset and angry. And I feel like this guy is like, why aren't you upset? Why aren't you angry? Like, I'm going to spread my upset angriness at you. And this little innocent is the same character that's on. You could tell by the hair. It's the same character that's on the Sun on the other side. And maybe that's our King of Wands. See, that's the kid that you don't want to mess with, apparently. Because the Sun is the warrior. That was our warrior on the other side. And we had the Two of Cups on the other side, too. I just saw the Two of Cups somewhere. In between the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Pentacles is this Two of Cups. The Sun is in between the Queen of Swords and the King of Wands. Archangel, the King of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the King of Wands. Queen of Swords, again, is the... Oh my gosh, it happened again. The warrior, the Sun... Because I was like, what's behind the Scarlet Shield? What is the Queen of Swords like protecting? It was the warrior. It was the Sun. And there's the Sun behind our Queen of Swords. Now, Five of Swords came out with the Path to the Sun yesterday, but anyway, I feel like that was a long final card, you know? Oh my gosh, is that a Dana? Oh, snap. How are you doing? I feel like I just thought about you the other day. Probably because I did. Wow. Now I gotta keep pulling cards. Oh, if you don't get it, you need it right away. Gotcha. It is the Bane. It is Murphy's Bane. All right. One last final card. Oh, maybe I should have just ended it where I ended it. Ooh. Why did this just get so mysterious all of a sudden? Where did all of this? What? Oh, snap. What did I see? I saw something. I feel like recently. Well, I'm glad I could be here. Excuse me. Well, she said 9:30. It's already 9:26. Where did the Where did the time go? My grandma was like, "Okay, I'll be leaving by 9:30." Where did the time go? Where did the time go? It's fine. The Seven of Wands is our final card. I'm like, But the reminder of the Seven of Wands was you can find happiness by standing your ground. That's what it said. You can find happiness by standing your ground. But at the bottom of the deck is the Hermit. Ah. At the bottom of the deck is the Hermit. And for some reason, the Hermit is feeling like real mysterious. So I'm low key like, is Virgo gonna do something before Virgo season is over? Like, what's happening? I don't know. I don't know why this is feeling so mysterious to me. If you're curious what's behind the Hermit, it's the world. And behind the world is the Eight of Wands. So maybe Virgo season does have like something sweet up their sleeve or something up the sleeve. I don't know. Because the world and the Eight of Wands, like that's quick. It's almost like, was it Reem's Libra reading? I'm pretty sure it was. Where it's almost like you're like the hermit is hermiting along, and then all of a sudden reaches like the world, and they're like, "Oh, like that came a lot quicker than I thought it would." Like, what? Maybe it's one of those like when you're lost in your own mind, and so you cover more ground than you thought. I think also in her Libra reading, she talked about like healing things that, or was that somebody else? I don't remember. Healing things that you didn't even know were healed, or something like that. Huh. See, there's something sneaky about this. So I don't know if any of y'all have seen Avatar, The Last Airbender, but it's almost like, because it's like she's doing all of this it's not even melodrama. Google defined melodrama for me, and now everything's going to be melodramatic. uh, but it's like she's doing all of this to distract them, but it's like this is the real, like, it's like there's something, I guess it's almost like magician-y, where it's like it's the art of distraction. Because it's like something about this is significant, and it feels like she's causing it. Almost hoping that wherever these wands are coming from, like almost hoping that they don't notice. And then there's the hermit. Oh, and the world apparently, because I pulled both of the cards. But then there's the hermit. I don't know. There's something sneaky and mysterious going on. And I don't know what it is. And I can't keep pulling cards to find out because I gotta go spend the day with my grandma. And I love my grandma. And I'm gonna appreciate this time while I have it, but I can feel the tired sitting in. And I literally had the thought because I was like, should I call her and remind her? I was like, do I feel like running to like 15 different stores? Like, do I have it in me energetically to do that? Because I thought maybe she forgot. And then she called me. And now I'm already like, but it's fine. Anyway, long story short, this just got real mysterious at the end. I want to know the mystery. I'm like, Eve, tell me what to do. Resident Virgos, help me. Or do I just leave it? I'm going to do something that I haven't done in a minute. I'm going to ask Google, I'm going to ask Bixby to flip a coin. I will. You know me so well, Holly. I'm going to ask Bixby to flip a coin. If Bixby says tails, we're going to try to find out what this mystery is. If Bixby says heads, we're going to leave it alone. I feel like I already know. See, that's what I'm thinking, like just one card. But Kirsty came in and she made a joke, and now I have to prove her wrong. She was like, oh, good, the final card. We have plenty of time left in this video. It's like you all know me or something. Hey, David, how you doing? Hey, Bixby, flip a coin.
All right, here comes the flip. Looks like it came up heads.
It's heads. Boo, I knew it. I knew Bixby was going to say heads. We're going to leave the mystery alone. I'm going to go get ready because I told my grandma that I would be ready. Thank you all for stopping by. It's been a lovely time. Apparently the energy today is gorgeous, and it don't even require all of the melodrama that Patrick usually puts on everything, apparently. Rise above the melodrama. Instead of melodrama, make it a mellow drama, courtesy of Sandra, I'm pretty sure. Right? Oh, like it was either Sandra or Holly, because I could see Holly saying melodrama, but I'm pretty sure it was Sandra. Who gave me the melodrama? Yep, it was Sandra. Okay, I remembered right. Yes. Yeah. All right. I'm gone for real this time. I hope you all have an amazing whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. And I hope for you a very pleasant surprise. Hold up. Oh, hold up. Hold up. See, now I'm like, so y'all remember when I did that reading, right? And I think I talked about it yesterday. I did that reading and the letter came out. It was the King of Cups, the letter, the Queen of Cups. And I looked at the letter and the expanded, gilded Reverie Lenormand. And it had the date of September 19th, whatever. And I was like, oh, September 19th, like, and then when Reen did her Aquarius ? Libra ? The Rare Gazelle did a reading recently, and September 20th came up. And then before I saw that one, on the letter it said September 19th. And then I was watching something and they're like, oh, tomorrow's a really big day. And then they're like, it's September 20th. And I was like, well, if tomorrow is September 20th, then today is September 19th. And now all of a sudden, the Hermit is coming out at the bottom of the deck, like real quick, something about to happen. And so I'm like, oh, is this that September 19th, September 20th, whatever? What the freak is about to go on? Virgo, tell me, please. No, don't tell me because I like surprises. See, there's something that's very easy to miss. Again, it's like it's so subtle. But it's like, bam, all of a sudden. Bam, faster than you realize. I don't know. Anyway, maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's something. I'm not going to speak to nothing. Is it? No, it's too soon for that. What if it low-key like did? And there's a thing on Instagram I'm gonna have to send you. I think I sent it to Rob. I have to send it to you because you mentioned it. See, but the judgment card was there. Yom Teruah with the shofars. See, because yesterday when we saw, see, I love how I'm still here. I'm supposed to be getting ready. Yesterday we saw the horn that wasn't being blown. It was just chilling with the archangel of glory, which is the king of wands, that was on the other side of the sun. Um, but today in the judgment card, it was being blown. So, and Eve is a Virgo. Okay, all right, it's fine. Okay. Well, I'll just have to wait with bated breath. But I did just remember, I was like, we still had a few days left in Virgo season. All of the personal planets are direct now. I don't know if some of them are still in a little post shadow, but all of them are direct. Mercury went direct. Did I talk about it? Anyway, okay. That's where the melodrama comes in. Oh. So it's like, oh, okay, it's the rapture, but like, don't freak out. It's not a big deal. Like, the divine is like low key on earth. Don't freak out. But they're back, like, in a way that we haven't necessarily seen in a minute. And some things are going to change around here. Okay, all right. Thank you all for being here. I will catch y'all later. I don't know. I have been feeling like, I don't know. I've been feeling something to be excited for. It was hitting me like it hit me a few times. It hit me like a few times yesterday. But last night it was like more consistent. Um, and I wonder how today's gonna go. You're gonna leave a goodbye gift basket. Oh, I leave to anyone all of my possessions as I. Let me stop. Okay, anyway. See, there I go, trying to be melodramatic again. It's melodrama, not melodrama. Melodrama. Okay. Right? It's funny that you say that because I had a dream. It was in Chinese. No, I had a dream that it was weird because it was like this two-part dream, almost like I dreamt two dreams at the same time. Um, but it didn't happen like that. I had a dream that I was in like Chinese class, or I was in class and Chinese was being spoken, and somebody said a word, and I recorded myself saying it. I don't remember what it is. Oh my gosh, what was the word? No, not yeah, Aksunare. This isn't the Aksunare, but it's like how I'm like half asleep and it's like kusunare, kusunare. I'm like, so I wake up and I like type in Google Translate kusunare, and then Akasunare pops up, and it said dawn. But now when I go look for Akasunare, maybe I dreamt it. Maybe I dreamt that I typed kusunare into Google Translate and it told me that it meant dawn. But for a second, the Akasunare was the blinding, brilliant dawn. It's where light comes in a space where there was darkness before. Queen of Wands and the Moon, maybe, I don't know. But it was when light comes into a space where there was only darkness, where there was dark nights. Now there's a light, and it was the Akasunare. But anyway, I had a dream and she said a word, and I was like, that's not what that word means. And the word literally meant, it was like when your parents are away and you were like throwing a party and you're trashing the house and they come back fast, like quicker than you expected. Like that's what the word meant. And I was like, but they said something like, they said the word meant president. They were like, oh, like it means president or something like that. And I was like, no, it's like, it's when your parents come back home and you're not ready. I was like, that's what that word means. Anyway. It's fine. Okay, I gotta go. It's been an hour and a half. Oh my gosh. This could have been a half an hour video. Honestly, let me get a little real quick for a second. Venus retrograde, the tail end of Venus retrograde had me low key over Piscean dreams. Because I was like, I'm like, what is this? It's because of my Taurian stubbornness. Well, it's because I was learning in the Venus retrograde. I don't know if I was learning necessarily as much as I was learning to appreciate where I am and what I have. Like I learned the value of it in a way where I'm like, yeah, there are some non-negotiables or whatever. Anyway, it's time for me to go. All right. She hasn't texted me yet, so I'm not gonna feel too bad. Whew, and I open up my phone and I see text messages, but they're not from her. Okay, so I will catch you all later. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, but it's because Kirsty said, "Hi, honey, we're home," and I was like, I had that dream. But now I'm like, hold on, well, she didn't text me yet. Have I had any other dreams? So I had the dream about, I've told y'all, I had the dream about my mom like drowning me in a car. And she's like, you weren't in any danger. That already happened. And then I was like, what does that mean? And then I was like, oh, I'm already in the water. I'm not going to drown. Whatever. I get it. Then things started shifting and moving. And I'm like, okay. And I was telling Raymond, I was like, okay, like I'm seeing this. I'm seeing it. And I've had enough forewarning. It's just, anyway, it's a lot of blah, 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 blah. So after I had the dream, oh, there she is. Okay, never mind. I gotta go. Bye. Thank you all for being here. I hope you have an excellent whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality.